Oh, we got some confirmation. Tesla's new Powerwall 3 uses LFP batteries. Powerwall 2 didn't. This means that all of Tesla's energy storage products, Megapacks and Powerwalls, have now fully switched over to the lower cost lithium iron phosphate chemistry, which also lasts longer. And they have lower risk of catching on fire. We suspected this a long time ago, but it's good to have this officially confirmed now. James is also happy about this because it gives more batteries for Giga Austin. Tesla says they will be releasing Powerwall 3 expansion units for $1,000 less in Q3. It will make installing systems with 2 or more units cheaper and easier. The expansion units don't have solar inverters though. And side controller electronics. All Powerwall 3 use LFP batteries. Yeah, not everyone is going to use solar, so this is a good move. Tesla's making some price adjustments. In the US, Tesla has reduced the 7-seat Model Y seating option by $500 down to $2,000. 1 year ago, the option cost $4,000. The seats in the Model Y, the extra 2 seats, they are not for adults, by the way. I mean, I can barely fit in the Model X in the back seat. So this I don't think even teenage children would be comfortable. It's for small children. Someone actually did it. But your head, yeah, I think my head would just, I don't think I would actually fit. My head would touch the roof, definitely. And it's funny how you cannot see his whole head. But hey, look, if you have small kids, I think it should be pretty good. Oh, Logan Paul, who got over 20 million subscribers on YouTube, he just gifted a Tesla Cybertruck. And yeah, we are seeing that even people that clearly have a liberal bias, some of them are buying Cybertrucks without any issues. Tesla reveals humanoid robot technology through new patents. Here are some of the drawings from the patent application. Here's one and the next one. What's a bit interesting is that the first gen Optimus is featured in those drawings for the first patent application and not the current version. The next patent is specifically for the knee joints. And the last patent application that we found is particularly interesting as it relates specifically to the Tesla Optimus hands. The patent application is called Under Actuated Hand with Cable-Driven Fingers. Here's the patent. I can't wait to listen to Stephen Mark Ryan making some jokes about this patent. I believe that Tesla bot has no gender, but I'm not fully sure after seeing some of these patents. Sawyer is hyping up the Tesla bot. Let's see what he says. In the feature, the Tesla bot will enable massive cost savings for Tesla and other companies at the factory level. Unlike human workers, a humanoid robot can operate for extended shifts exceeding 8 hours without the need for breaks, vacations, or sick leave. My shoulder still hurts. It's been like that for 3 months now. I'm feeling quite a bit better, but I would make a lousy factory worker. I did some work in the factory though when I was a teenager. It doesn't require health insurance, retirement plans like 401ks or lunch breaks, and it doesn't experience fatigue. While occasional maintenance will be necessary, it's not a significant concern compared to the myriad expenses associated with human labor, like me getting injured in the gym and not being able to work in a factory. Yeah, a Tesla bot, it's probably already a better factory worker than me in this current conditions. I can lift everything with my right hand though, so that's no problem. Dylan weighed in, and I agree with him when this happens. Breaking: Tesla now promoting slavery with new AI product. Tesla bears and legacy media. Here's what happens when the Waymo's HD map incorrectly says that a traffic light intersection is a 4-way stop. You know what happens? Nothing, which is exactly the wrong move. The car does nothing for 3 minutes, 20 seconds. It just sits there, then it turns on its hazard lights, and then finally somehow it gets going after 3 minutes of sitting in there, annoying everyone, making everyone upset, but not a safety critical thing, I guess. It's just quite annoying. I'm sure Tesla will have things like this too later on. The point is though, you don't need to be a better driver than a human driver for the system to be deployed. You just need to not make any critical mistakes. Now, this is the main problem with HD maps, and this is why a pure vision approach is definitely better. A Tesla vehicle would not go in there because it would just understand, oh, it's a construction zone. Okay, I cannot be here. But when you use an HD map, it says, oh, you can definitely go here, so just go ahead. But imagine if they just laid new asphalt or cement right here, and then the car just went through that. This happened in Phoenix, Arizona. Ooh. If someone in your house drives a Tesla, you get $10,000 off Mach-E lease. Mercedes updated its 2025 EQS sedan with better range and a small design change. I mean, the battery was already pretty big, but now it's even bigger. And Mercedes in Q1 sold 47,500 BEVs, which is year over year a retreat of 9%. Mercedes-Benz Group shrinks by 6% across all vehicles in the first quarter this year. In the meantime, BMW has just sold its 1 millionth electric car. BMW sold 82,700 cars in the first quarter of this year, which is up 28% year over year. Good for them. This is a pretty nice dashboard showing improvements from V10, V11, and V12. Direction is good, still very far from autonomy though, he says. You can see the percentage of drives without critical disengagements on V10, 87%, V11, 91%, V12, 96%. Percentage of drives without disengagements, V10, 39%, 47%, and 72%, a massive improvement. And a lot of these is good. It's just going to be pressing an accelerator pedal during a stop sign, because it has to come to that full annoying stop, which no one really ever does unless there's another car, but you have to let go first. And then miles to critical disengagement, 66.5 miles, 72 miles, 161 miles. Now we want this number to be very high. We want this number to be in the hundreds of thousands, ideally millions of miles. And miles to disengagement, 12.5, 12, and 30. Now, there is something that's not going to be shown here, which is very important to understand. I tried V11 in construction zones a few times, and after seeing how horribly it performed in construction zones, I have never done that ever again. So naturally, the data that you would have gotten from me in terms of disengagements would be a bit flawed, because I'm not driving FSD V11 in difficult circumstances. V12, however, I feel like I can throw anything at it pretty much. The only thing that annoys me, that actually prevents me from using it all the time, is lane selection. It selects the wrong lane some of the time. Now, if it was a robotaxi, it would be no problem, because it can eventually figure out the right lane, even if it gets you to your destination 1 minute later. So instead of arriving at your destination in 10 minutes, you get there in 11 minutes. No big deal if it's a robotaxi. But if I'm driving myself, it's annoying. But it's not a safety-related intervention. Usually. Not always, because sometimes it realizes last second, oh, I need to be on this lane, and then it tries to merge. But if you have bumper-to-bumper traffic that's going at 50 miles an hour, that can be a bit dangerous if you are trying to get in the lane within half of a second. So for me, number one issue with V12 is lane selection. But in conclusion here, V12 is actually quite a bit better than what those numbers are going to tell you, because V12 is just going to be driven a lot more in actually difficult situations compared to, and V10, I never personally tried V10, but knowing how bad V11 was in construction zones, I cannot imagine it being, yeah, it must have been pretty terrible.